Alrighty, well, friends, good day, good morning, good evening. Whenever you are watching this video, we are glad that you are here to hear the reflections of our young people that went to Germany this June 19th to the 28th. A little history of this relationship that we have with Leipzig is that our congregation entered into a covenant relationship with St. Thomas Church almost 10 years ago, but even before then, with the help of Pastor Robert Moore, Pastor Karen Leapster, and our leadership at Christ the King, we entered into a covenantal relationship where we have this pilgrimage opportunity where every 3 years we take young people from Houston, Texas to go to Leipzig to stay with host homes and then have day trips to explore important Luther sites where Martin Luther was inspired by the scriptures to proclaim the gospel and reminding people of God's unconditional love for them and for all people. And so we take this opportunity to hear the reflections of our young people, how they are doing on this journey, how they are growing, where they have learned, and also just where they are overcoming the challenges of international travel. And so we hope that you enjoyed this video and hearing our young people and our sponsors about how their experience went. Alrighty, good morning, dear friends at Christ the King Lutheran Church. We are on our way to Eisenach to see where Luther was, where he stayed and where he was in hiding as he was being hunted from his excommunication, and we will see where he translated the New Testament into the common language of German. And so we have Jesus and we have Chris to kind of talk about their experience so far, to share a high point from the trip so far, where they have been challenged on the trip so far, and what they have learned on this trip so far.
You said high point, right?
Yes.
So high point of today itself.
Or high point of the trip so far.
Of the trip, it's surreal. Like the views and like all the history is insane. Like I never really thought I was gonna come to like a place this beautiful. Like there's open field. It's honestly like an experience for it. Like you have to experience it yourself for you to be able to like deeply understand how like cool this looks. And then challenge is probably like the physical aspect. A lot of walking. They do a lot of walking here. Not a lot of like. You don't really see people in cars. More like bikes and like walking. So I'd say that. Also the sleep. Sleep has been getting to me. I'm really tired. And you said what I learned.
What have you learned so far on this trip?
I've learned that there used to be like a communistic side of Berlin. So it was like the east side and the
west side.
East and west. They were divided, and I think it was the west side that wasn't allowed to go into.
The east side wasn't allowed to go into the west side. Yeah.
Okay, so I learned that, which is pretty interesting because I saw that there was like a river that basically like it was memorialized for the people who tried crossing before everything was fixed and they ended up dying there. So
yeah. So my high point of the trip was probably being with like all my friends from church and in my community and exploring new parts of the world in Germany. And what was the challenge? And my challenge?
How have you been challenged so far? Yes.
Probably, especially on the first day, was just like the jet lag and just the sleep situation, because on that first day I wasn't really all there because the jet lag, and I was just tired the whole day. And something I've learned was just all the history and all the struggle that people went through on just trying to get a better life in split Germany, and how they tried to hide in like small packages and tried to like use air balloons to fly over the border just to get a better life from the east and west.
All right, well, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Jesus, and we'll hear more from our other groups throughout this whole video. So, anything else you want to say to your church family back at home?
Come to Germany.
All right. Take care, guys. All right, well, dear friends, we are here in Erfurt as we have just finished our Augustinian Cloister tour, and we have here Lisa.
Hi.
And also Emily.
Hello.
And we are here to kind of reflect on our time so far. So, dear friends, what is your favorite part of your experience so far?
I think being able to see Wartburg Castle and Eisenach and just seeing everything related to Martin Luther and having a really great tour guide show us around was really cool, and it really helped me learn more about actually what our faith is about.
Nope. Okay.
For me, it's probably St. Mary's Cathedral. It was just so beautiful.
Nice. And then we have our friend Cecilia, who's just coming right back in. Come on, jump in.
Okay.
And say hi.
Hi.
All right. What's been your favorite part so far on this Germany trip?
Probably St. Mary's Cathedral
Oh,
as
dope.
well.
Nice. Okay. And then, what is the thing that when you come back home, what is the thing that will either stay with you or you'll share with other friends that ask you, how was Germany?
Okay. I think that for me, the generosity from number one, our hosts, and two, our just the people who have been showing us around, either from the church or the guides at the sites. That's been really
And also like the centuries of history here that we don't have in the United States is really important to learn, and it shows just how far we've come even in like the last 1,000 years.
Yeah, I like all the buildings. Stuff are all different from the ones in Houston and stuff.
Nice. And is there anything that you want to share back home to your friends, family, or congregations?
I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this. It's really just good opportunity.
Same, and I miss you.
Aw.
Miss you.
Oh, nice. Well, all right. Well, thank you, friends, and see you next time. Alrighty, well, dear friends, here we have Annabelle and Remy to kind of share their experiences with Germany so far. And so, dear friends, what has been your high point so far?
My high point was that we get to see a new place and walk around the towns and just experience it.
My high point was we got to visit a lot of churches and we got to visit a bunch of museums.
Nice. And when people, when you go back home and they ask you, how was Germany? What was what will stay with you when you reflect back on this trip?
I'll say make sure that whenever you have a free bathroom, use it, because you don't want to have to pay €1, especially like if you don't have one on you.
I'd say watch out when you're walking on the streets because sometimes you can't tell when a car is coming or when a bus is coming.
Very true, very true. And then, is there anything you want to say to your friends and family back home?
Hi.
There you go. Hi. All right. Well, thank you, dear friends, and stay tuned for more updates from all of our other participants here in Germany. So take care. Alrighty, dear friends, we are here after our walk in Wittenberg, where we went around to view the Castle Church, and we saw the famous 95 Theses door and the town church, and now we are at the Luther House Museum with Hannah and Elena and Annalise. And so we're here to kind of reflect on our time here. And so, what has been your favorite part of the Germany trip so far?
My favorite part has been experiencing the culture down here. It's very different. Good different though. The people are very welcoming. They want to learn more about American culture, and so getting to share just have those conversations with especially the youth of St. Thomas was really cool, and it's been very enjoyable.
I would say that getting to be here in general and then experiencing and listening to all of the history that's been here and like the stories, and then hearing everybody like around you, like you're socializing, and then like you make new friends. Like it's amazing anywhere.
What's been your favorite part?
I would say the food is different from back home.
Nice.
And yeah.
Great. And then when you reflect back on this trip, when you are, in maybe next year or maybe next week or next month, what will you remember from this trip?
I will be taking back the historical significance of all of the sites of the Reformation that we've visited. I've done it twice before, but I feel like with every new trip we take, like the older I get, the more appreciation I have for the sites that we visit.
I will definitely be taking back like more appreciation for my religion, learning more about it and the history, bringing that back home with me, and then sharing that with the community after church as well. And then of course the memories and the friendships that I made, those will definitely stick with me for a while.
Nice.
I will be taking back all the history that's here, how Martin Luther came to be, and just the history in general.
Dope. And then you'll have anything to say to your friends and family back home?
We love and miss you.
Yes.
Hope y'all are doing good.
We can't wait to come back to the AC.
Hope y'all
Yeah.
are safe.
Alrighty,
Enjoy
well,
the AC for us.
Yeah.
very cool. We will see them pretty soon. So until then, take care, friends. Alrighty, well, dear friends, we have our adult sponsors here of Johnny, Martina, and Shauna, and so we are closing out our time of our. Shush! And so, anyways, dear friends, let's chat and let's talk about your high points from this Germany trip, what you will be taking back, and then what you want to say to your church family back at home.
So, okay, well, I'll just start by saying the high points were reconnecting with some of the folks here in Germany that we knew from the last trip when we were here. And then just being reacquainted with the city of Leipzig and all the other cities that we looked at and all the different historical areas. That was really a reminder and a nice refresher of the historical aspect. So that was nice. The thing that I'll probably take away is just that reconnection, the importance of bringing new kids over to interact and engage with the kids from St. Thomas, with the new group of kids that we brought over, and with the kids that are here now coming up to be involved in the program. And so just seeing them interact, and there were some that were not just German, but there were also some that were of other cultures, and it was just nice to see how they interacted with one another. And so that connection is really important. It'll be nice to bring that back and see how that continues in the future now that we're getting this going again. And just to the CTK family, thank you guys for supporting us. It's really important. If you could see how these kids, they're always in awe when we go to these different historical places, and they're amazed at the differences in cultures. And so it's real important for them to experience that. And so thank you guys for supporting them and us and Ben as well. So thanks.
Okay, so I think my favorite part of this trip has been seeing a new group of kids come here. This is my third trip with the youth group, and it's been a different group each time, and I feel like it gets better each time. This group didn't know each other very well before we got here, and they have gotten along so well and have been just such a pleasure, so helpful, no complaining, even though we've had train delays and heat and different culture and all kinds of things, but they've been amazing. And what I want to take back is both the relationships with families that I already knew here, and then I stayed with a new host family this time, and I adore them, and I can't wait to stay in touch with them. So thank you, Christ the King, for your prayers. We feel them and appreciate it, and thank you for your financial help. We really appreciate that, and thank you for this opportunity for our youth.
This was my first trip with the youth group, first time to Germany as well. My favorite part of the entire trip was the service on Sunday last week at St. Thomas. It was just beautiful, and the Bach concert, and sharing that with my daughter. Loved seeing all these kids grow closer, and I think every day the kids were closer and closer, and I think that they really will stay in touch after this trip. I loved seeing them interact with the St. Thomas Youth Group. That was also just so nice to see them, different cultures, and enjoying themselves so much. My takeaway is, I love the history. It's been amazing, and the takeaway is just the people here in Germany are just so welcoming and kind. I loved our host family. They made us feel so at home, and want to say thank you to Christ the King for praying for us and all the financial support as well. And we look forward to seeing you guys back in Houston.
Great. And bonus question, since y'all are the adults, what German phrase did you learn while you were on this trip? Oh, sorry, Johnny.
You had to throw that one
Well,
in.
that's a pop quiz.
Yeah. Oh. I can't think of one.
Danke.
You got me on this. Dankeschön. Yeah, and yeah.
We knew some coming into it since we've been here, but bitte is please. So there's been a lot of people saying please, bitte.
Or also the more important one, how do you ask for a restroom?
Toilet.
Yeah, toilette.
Toilette.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much, dear friends. Thank you to our sponsors for keeping us in line and making sure we have all of our ducks in a row. And so we'll see you back at home. Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Alrighty, well, dear friends, you have just heard our highs and our challenges and even some knowledge that you may not have known about our young people in their trip to Germany. And so we pause on our time to bring to your attention this tree that is in our meditation garden, in our columbarium, that we planted back in 2017 in honor of the 500th anniversary of the Reformation, in which we were partnered with planting trees. We were planting trees in Wittenberg, and so we planted a tree in honor of Christ the King Lutheran Church, and we planted this tree to remember our partners and our friends in Germany in our partnership with the great church as we continue to proclaim God's unconditional love with the world. And so we have a message from our group in just one moment that we would like to share with all of you. But we want to give a special thanks to all of our host families in Leipzig that housed us and fed us and showed us around their beautiful city. We give thanks for the partnership of St. Thomas Church, and we give thanks for the leaders of our group that helped us out, especially with Carolyn Rao and Pastor Yawning and Pastor Robert Moore and Pastor Martin Hundermark. And so thank you so much for continuing to have this beautiful relationship with us here in Houston. And so I leave you with one last message from our group. And stay tuned, as we will have a Sunday forum on the last Sunday in September as we have our group come together and share more stories of our travels in Leipzig. And so I leave you with this message.
Thank you, Christ the King.